Back to Optimize Health, where we're cooking easy, healthy, and delicious meals that are keto, low carb, gluten-free, and usually sugar-free. Today, I have this gigantic yam. I think it might be a purple Japanese sweet potato, but I'm not sure. So when we cut it open, if it's white inside, that's probably what it is. But if not, it may just be a yam. You should talk to your doctor, healthcare provider, or veterinarian to see if any of these recipes, suggestions, or contents of these videos are right for you. Nothing contained in these videos are intended to be taken as medical advice. Use at your own risk. Yeah, it's white inside, and it's not easy to cut, but I'm gonna keep going. There we go. Cutting this into some large pieces so that I can microwave it and soften it so it doesn't destroy my ceramic knife. And we're going to make a sweet dish that will be like a spicy winter blend of ginger, cinnamon, clove, and cardamom if I can find it, because that's my favorite. I want to make a chocolate sauce that is gonna be from a raw cacao, and I'll spice that up with a little bit of cayenne hot pepper. Looking for that other end to cut off that one carefully. Okay, cut that end off. Put the, I'm not sure how this is gonna go in the microwave, if there's a strategy to have things cook even. My goal is just to soften it so I can work with it a little more and get it mashed up. So I'm just gonna put it in like this. And disaster prevention lid goes on top. 6 minutes, and we'll be back once we have that heated up. We are finishing up our purple, I think it's a Japanese purple yam, and some sort of purple yam with all these good purple polyphenols in the skin. So I'm leaving the skin in, and it's a rough mash that I'm going for. I went ahead and further chopped up the large pieces into more bite size, and we're just gonna really roughly mash it. We're gonna season now. Added about a tablespoon of coconut milk. I'm melting 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil and approximately 1 tablespoon of butter. Gonna just gently salt this to help bring out the flavor. We want Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice. It's got a nice blend. Cinnamon, nutmegs, ginger, what else? Clove, cardamom, a little bit of lemon peel for some balance in this sweet potato, and then add some additional cinnamon. Just to whatever level of taste that you'd like. A tiny bit, just a little less of allspice. And I am making, with this melted oil and butter mix, I'm going to make a chocolate sauce. We are going to whip up really quickly here about 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and about a tablespoon of cacao. I like to use this raw cocoa powder. It's raw Mio, and it's got a lot of health benefits being raw. So we'll just mix that up, and after we mix up this potato really well, this is going to be ready to pour over top. So I'm going to give a little bit more coconut oil to help blend this spice blended with. So this potato and this breed of potato, it tends to be kind of dry. You could certainly add a lot more coconut oil. For a really decadent dish, you could add, coconut oil and coconut milk. It's going to be pretty high fat content, which is not a problem for most keto. But this is a carb-rich dish, so I opted to do about a 1/3 cup of water in a dish this size, just to moisten the flesh of this potato and get things mixing in well. Another trick when you're consuming carb-rich meals while you're trying to stay in ketosis or keeping your carbs moderate or low is to consume starchy carbs like the potatoes. Any type of potato, it's as a natural non-processed carb, it's gonna have these starch polymers that are more readily absorbed in the body when they're heated and they're broken apart. But if you eat it cold after it's chilled down in the fridge, then you don't absorb as many of the carbs. Another trick is cinnamon can help with balancing blood sugar, and that's a ingredient that we added to this dish already. Apple cider vinegar is something you could take a teaspoon of before you're consuming a carb-heavy meal, and that can help reduce the amount of carbs absorbed and kind of slow down how it'll slow down the absorption rate and the release of carbs into the bloodstream, which can help keep your blood sugar more steady, avoiding that spike, which will help to keep your insulin under control a bit better, and therefore helping to control how quickly carbs are absorbed into like the liver and turned into fat. And if you then further doing that in combination with doing like a brief exercise, like even just walking for 2 to 5 minutes, or climbing stairs, even better, for 2 to 5 minutes, you can help to initiate the uptake independent of insulin into your larger muscle groups in the legs, which are really good, what they call like a sink or a place to dump glucose really readily. So with all those combined, with eating, a reasonable serving size of something like this, you may be able to get away with it while still being ketosis and keeping your ketosis lifestyle. So that's just about ready. I try not to pack it too tight on the top because I want this sauce to kind of get in a little bit. And we're going to, a little last bit of butter, doesn't want to melt. I may add just a little salt in this as well, just a little bit. And it's going to be pretty spicy, but it's going to be good to have them just drizzled on the top to add some flavor. I love the chocolate with it. Alrighty, we'll let you know in the next few minutes after we let this cool how it tastes. Thanks for joining.